is the Chrissie Swan Show.
Thrilled to welcome the great, the radio doyenne, Monty Dimond.
Ooh, what's doyenne mean?
Doyenne means like an expert, a specialist, the queen.
Oh, good. Just not a queen of big words.
No, not queen of the Oxford Dictionary.
Yeah, no, definitely
As it
not.
turns out, I love you, and my love for you shines out of my face like sunbeams.
I know, me too.
But every time I think of you, because I feel like I love you more than you love me, and it's
No, see, I feel that too.
really
Yes.
But you're
Yeah.
so deliciously mean to me, and I love it because nobody's really. You just tell it how it is. Like you try and dampen my enthusiasm for you.
Well, I just have to keep you a bit real. You've got yes people around you, you know, and I
think
can't
that's-
be a yes person for you.
You are
I'm
not.
your real friend.
You
Swan.
are a no person. And so
Yes.
when you say nice things to me, they mean the most.
Oh, that's good. Well, you know it's authentic then.
Yeah. There's so much to talk about. I'm
So
thrilled to
much.
have you here in person for
Yes.
starters.
Well, because I was thinking last time I saw you. So, Jack, we went to a gig, which is huge,
You
right?
cool cats. I know, for you guys to leave the house.
Before you call us cool cats, it started at 5:30.
And that's why we went.
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Yeah.
And we had a 5 p.m. dinner.
Yes.
And then we went to the 6 p.m. gig.
We were the only ones in the restaurant.
Yeah, we were. We made them open it up
Yeah.
too. Yeah, see, and that's me keeping it real because they saw Swan, so of course they open it up.
No,
yes, they did, mate.
They didn't.
Yes, they did.
Absolutely not.
And I'm like, open it up. This is Chrissie Swan. She needs to eat. We're hungry and we're getting to a gig.
Good on you.
Not even
Yes.
true.
No,
It's
it's
not
it's
even
semi-true.
true. It's
Anyway,
not true.
so we eat and then we go and see the Bad Loves. So if you're under 50, you probably don't know who the Bad Loves are.
Yeah.
But have you got a bit of Bad Loves there?
Yes, still one of the great songs.
One of the
Losing faith I was. Yes.
Oh, so good.
And you know what? The lead singer still looks like the lead singer.
He does. You were such a huge fan of these guys that you
Groupie.
moved to the town that they lived in. You
Yeah.
psychotic,
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
psycho.
Yeah, I did. Well, it was a suburb of Melbourne. It's not the town. It's not like, I just turned up in Bendigo because I heard you were having a rehearsal.
Yeah, but when you live in Melbourne or any place, you stick to one side, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
you were on one side of town and then you moved all the way over to the other purely for that band. Like, that is pretty hectic, Star.
It's not purely, it was a big reason, but also the distance from my mother was a big player in it.
Got you.
A long way away with a big bridge and a body of water.
Yeah, got you, yeah.
So, look,
Yeah.
absolutely, that was where I came to know that suburb.
Right.
And, you know, may or may not have made the cafe, you know, where they rehearsed above a regular. Yeah. But I was a full groupie, like AVO situation.
So was I. See, I was younger though, so I didn't drive. So I would get my mum to drive me past the lead singer's house, and then they played at the local Fate once. And this is so random. I remember the first time I saw them, and also playing with them. Very random, and not many people probably know.
The
is
Truth?
Deborah
Conway? Yeah.
Anyway, I was thinking of this last night because I knew I was coming on with you, and she was the first person who I saw, first woman who put her arm up and had hairy armpits.
Yes.
Wow.
Magical. And you know, Rachel McAdams has
I
posed
saw
for a
that
magazine this
today
week. Yes.
From The Notebook.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
I shaved my armpits this morning and I thought, what sort of woman are you?
Yeah, you're
I'm
not
really-
a hairy woman, obviously.
Yeah, but maybe I should be.
I like to think that I could let them grow, but then they start to grow and I feel dirty.
I don't feel dirty, but I'm just not a very hairy person.
That's really great for you. Like, a lot of people right now are really cross at you for
Really?
that. Oh, if you're not,
That's cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap. Yeah. Have you lasered?
No.
Well, good
I'm just
on,
look
that's
at
good
that.
for you.
Just not a hairy person. I remember a story about your eyebrows and Kelly Clarkson, and I'm wondering if
Yeah.
have you heard this, Jack?
I've not.
Oh my God, you'll love it.
This is so. How did you remember this? Did I tell you
just
this
did.
recently?
I don't know. I've written it down.
So the most awkward story of all time. So I've had two encounters with Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
Right. The first one was when they came out to Australia after American Idol, and my job, I was a Black Thunder pilot, and I
Yep.
had to look after, hand out the icy cold cans of Coke.
Yeah.
And then when they came out, my job was to look after Kelly Clarkson and usher her up to the rooftop where she was
Is
going to
she
sing.
lovely? I'm mad for Kelly Clarkson.
She was so lovely,
Yeah.
but she warmed up and it was just her and I in a room and we were about 15 centimetres apart and she held my eye contact while she warmed up and I didn't know where to look or what to do.
That's so uncomfortable.
What, like
Jack,
singing?
I wanted to die, yeah.
What, singing?
Like, la, la, yeah, la.
And I absolutely
held my eye contact and my inner dialogue was, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do.
How awkward. It reminds
So
me of
awkward.
when your toddlers are doing a poo in the hallway, like in their nappy, and they're just completely transfixed on you.
Cranking it out.
Exactly the same. And I would say to Kit used to do it all the time. I'd be like, what are you up to, darling? And he's just like getting the angle right to squeeze it out. Yeah.
That's what it was. She was cranking one out, holding my eye gate. Anyway, the next time we met her, right, my eyebrows were out of control. This was such a stupid radio dumb stunt. I was working
we've all
with
done them.
Whipper and Ryan Shelton, and we're like, let's get Kelly Clarkson to wax my eyebrows.
Kelly Clarkson to wax your eyebrows.
It had nothing to do with anything. There was no link. There was nothing to do with it.
I
at
can't
all.
believe her management allowed it.
Well, here's the thing.
They would have surprised her with it, I'm sure.
On the way, we stopped past Priceline and we get a
Wink.
Wink, there we go.
Yes.
And we get a wax strip. And
Yeah.
then we're sitting in front of
They're
Kelly.
shit house, by the way.
Well, not at Priceline. They're great.
No, at Priceline, you've got to get the plug-in wax pots.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they're the
Well,
best.
We weren't that prepared for
No,
Kelly Clarkson. Anyway, and then we sit down and we do the interview, and at the end, Whipper's like, hey, Kelly, have you seen Monty's eyebrows? And of course she hadn't. Like, whatever. And then he's like, we want you to wax them. And Kelly's like, no.
Oh, she said no.
She said, no, I don't want to do that.
Oh, my God.
We forced
No.
Kelly Clarkson to put a strip in the middle of my eyebrow and just tug it off.
Oh, my.
That is soul destroying.
That is so
it
embarrassing.
was just mortifying.
Did you tell that story on your podcast?
That's where I think I told it on my podcast.
Maybe
the other
that's where I've
day,
heard it. I love your
maybe.
podcast. You were one of the very first people I ever knew to have a podcast. Yours is the oldest ever.
It's one of the oldest, Show and Tell, it's called.
Where can people find it?
Anywhere. Well, I'm over here at Nova now.
on the Nova
too.
player now.
On the Nova,
Great.
yes, but you can get it wherever you listen to your podcast, Show and Tell.
But particularly the Nova Player app.
Yeah, that one.
We're good girls. We're
Yeah.
good girls with
Aren't
the
we?
plugs.
Yeah, Priceline.
So much more I want to talk about. I can't believe it's over.
Another time.
Actually, will you stick around? I want to talk about the jungle and Dicko leaving. Will you stick around for
Yeah,
that?
there's free pizza. I'm going to get pizza and then I'll come back in.
Fabulous.
Okay.
The Chrissie Swan Show. The Chrissie Swan Show.
And I'm thrilled to welcome back my friend and yours, Monty.
Oh, hello. Nice to be back.
So
Nice
good
be
to
back.
see you.
So soon too.
Let's talk about inappropriate touching of other people's partners.
Straight off the bat, I
Yeah.
love it.
Straight off the bat, I'm an inappropriate toucher.
So am I.
I feel like I'm almost worse than you. Like I go straight in for your nogs every time I see you.
And I really look forward to it because I'm a touch person. I'm a tactile person.
yeah.
So you've got to know that you can squeeze my boobs anytime and I like it.
I do. I go for it. And boobs, I love boobs because I don't have very nice boobs myself.
Really?
They're
I think-
just like, if my boobs could make a noise, they'd go, like that's the noise I would make. Jack, get down. Even Jack, he stands up over the desk to look at them.
Sorry, I'm
Mate, that's hey Jack! Hey Jack!
I am also looking at them and I think they're wonderful, but
Oh, of
I
course
am...
you're going to say that. When I take off this bra, they just like, this is the noise. But it's just like two little soft grapes hitting my knees. They're foul.
I love them. I love boobs
other
of all
people's
shapes and
boobs.
sizes.
And yours are so fantastic.
Thank
and then
you.
I just get nuzzle in there and they hug
They're
me. It's like-
inviting.
they're so
They are.
inviting. And they wrap around my back too. They're like little koala. They wrap around
Do they wrap
me.
around your back like one of
Yeah.
those little, the puppets that Velcro their arms around you?
Yeah, they're your boobs. I just
thank you
love
so
them.
much.
Anyway, so how's this, right? I live in Byron.
Yes.
Also, side note, spotted a Hemsworth in the wild the other day.
What?
Jeez, it's
Finally.
great spotting a Hemsworth in the wild.
What were they doing and which one was it?
Just being wild, dropping their kids off at school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did they have shoes on?
Boring.
Mate, Elsa Patiki never wears shoes.
I'm not okay with that.
Really?
But no one really does there.
Really?
But I'm not okay with it either because I think very dirty feet.
Same.
Ugh. And you know what they say?
Dirty feet.
Dirty
Mind?
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly what they
Okay,
say.
great. Okay.
So which Hemsworth was it?
It was the least famous of them. It was Luke.
Oh, Luke.
Doesn't even count.
Anyway, still quite warm in Byron, right? And we took the kids to there's a really cool like country pool not far from our house.
Gorgeous.
I love a country pool. You know,
Me
the long
too.
lap pool and the grass you can
Yeah.
lay on. You get the lollies.
Always very cold, though. The pool is
Yes,
always cold.
It is always cold. Anyway, so I went and took my little boy, my 8-year-old, and he's got a lot of great mates. And we met there just to let them run wild for a
Yes,
bit.
great.
And a couple of the other mums came and one of the dads came, right?
Yeah.
And it was hot, and so we needed sunscreen on. And the dad...
Oh, my God, you're getting breathy and flustered. Are you
Yeah,
okay?
no, because I'm going back there. I've transported back there. So the dad takes off his top and he's rubbing sunscreen on the front of him. And then he turns to his 2-year-old, and I have a 2-year-old. I know they can't put sunscreen on your back. And he's
No.
like, try and rub that in daddy's back. And the kid's like, not even doing anything. So I'm like, this guy needs sunscreen on his back. I don't know him that well. And I said, here, I'll do it.
Oh,
And I got up,
Monty.
pump, pump, pump.
I bet. Pump, pump, pump.
And I lathered sunscreen into Dad's back.
At what point did you start to feel...
Oh, as I was pumping, I was like, why did I say I'd do this anyway? As I'm wiping the sunscreen on the back, like you, Swan, overdo it. I'm like, there is no way this can't be intimate, can it?
Yeah,
And
that's
then
right. So you called it.
I called it, greeted just with silence.
Oh,
And just the other mums, though, watching on too, like, you've overstepped the mark. You're rubbing sunscreen on another woman's man's
yeah.
back.
And it's too late.
Too late.
It's too late. You had to
so
finish the job.
Intimate. I had to finish off the job of rubbing cream into this back.
Were you tempted to go then straight from the public pool to Ballina Airport and fly to Poland and live there forever and ever?
Yes. But of course, then when I see the mum, I explain to the mum.
Oh,
too.
no,
don't
of course.
explain.
You must, though. You must. You absolutely must.
I did. I had to, because I was like, oh, how awkward. I had to rub sunscreen on Jimmy's back. It was very intimate. Never not intimate rubbing cream on someone's back.
No. And how was she?
She didn't care at all. As if she was like, thank God she didn't have to do it. But I was like, that was mortifying.
I love it.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
Joined by the legendary Monty Dimond. You can listen to Monty right now, but also on her groundbreaking podcast. Do you like that word?
I do like it. I mean, it's not, but you can.
It absolutely is. It's called Show and Tell. It's been around for 7,000 years.
It has, yes.
And now it's available on the Nova Player app, so get on it.
It is, or wherever you
Subscribe so
listen.
that you don't
Yeah.
have to keep on remembering, oh, there's a new one.
Totally. Hey, I thought, because we do on our podcast, I do it with a great mate called Mel, and we do something called the anti-bucket list,
Yes.
which is, you know how everyone's like, on my bucket list, I'm going to Tuscany before
Yeah.
I die.
I'm going to bungee jump.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, this is what you're not going to do.
Yeah,
Like
what you've got absolutely no
Yes.
interest in. Yeah.
Anyway, so we've been talking about this, and I'm like, Chrissy, let's talk about it on your show. And you're like, I created that.
I didn't say that. I said I was the first to do that. I did a column many, many years ago, and I invented, why not, what I call the reverse bucket list, which is all the things that I've got no interest in doing. I can't remember any of them now.
Not one of, because it even made it into your book.
Yeah, so many things that people want to do before they die make me want to die.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I reckon now, if you got a copy of that article that you wrote,
Yeah.
you, when you wrote that to now, is a completely different person. I reckon you'd want to do half the things on that list.
I agree, because I've become the sort of person that likes to do things that scare me. So if there was a whole time where I just had no energy
Yeah.
to do anything.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh, hang on. The thought of that scares me. Am I going to be able to do it? And that spurs me on to do it.
Which is a really nice reason to do things.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's not that much when you get older that makes you nervous or scared
I
anymore.
agree.
Yeah.
But you can grab that with both hands. I'm living proof of that because I'm so much older than you. And yesterday I realised that the next big party I'm going to go to is my funeral.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so time's running out.
I think that's on my anti-bucket list.
What?
Like
Dying?
a big party.
Oh, a big party. Yeah.
Attending a big party. Like, you know how how everyone gets really excited about, oh my God, it's Becky's party. What are you going to wear? Like, I could think of nothing worse than being in a room with more than 6 people.
You need to really indulge in the Byron lifestyle. Get in with those Hemsworths and get to a Hemsworth party. That should be an actual bucket list for you.
And you could rub sunscreen on all of those backs.
But imagine all just Elsa and that staring at me. But they wear white. Okay, that's definitely on my anti-bucket list, attending a white party.
Oh, absolutely
I
not.
live for a white party.
Oh, God. No, because it would absolutely 100% fall on the first or second day of my period.
I just
Without
never,
question.
Ever. Jack, you've got on white pants today, and I guess you're a guy, but I can never, ever can see anyone, especially a woman, wearing white pants, and I just have no idea how they're confident wearing them.
Absolutely.
But even just not that, sitting in something, anything, honestly, I think it's really brave of you to be wearing white pants. I just will never do it. That's on my anti-bucket list.
So a white party, anything else?
White pants. But also, there's been so much talk about music festivals lately, finishing up Coachella, and also Splendor in the Grass is coming up soon with Lizzo coming out. Everyone's like, oh my God, the lineup. And I'm like, yeah, the lineup.
Yeah.
You would have to pay me.
How much? To go to a festival and use a Portaloo and all of that. Festivals are my idea of fresh hell. Will never go.
Same.
Would never go.
Same.
But what is your price?
Okay, do I have am I in VIP? Do I have to line up
No.
for everything?
No.
So I'm a punter.
Yes.
With people.
Yes.
More than 6.
Yes.
Throw a price at me, but be realistic, and I'll say if I'll go. For
$10,000.
For how long?
3 days.
Oh, God, no. I was going to say I'd consider it for 4 hours. There is no way.
We've got to go. I mean, we've run out of time already. You are a legend. Listen to Monty's podcast on the Nova Player app. You will not regret it. Please come back again.
I will.
You are heaven.
Got to.
Now check this out.
The Chrissie Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.